Hello and welcome to Slow Pit Stop, the international Formula One podcast by fans for fans all around the world. My name's Arafat, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host Mohammed. Say hi, Mohammed.
Hi, Mohammed.
Mohammed,
Yes.
Formula One has visited your nation,
Haha, yes, it has.
and it's been a terrible time for the Papaya Princess.
All I'm thinking is, McLaren should sponsor our episode because they keep having these slow pit stops, and everybody gets on and they say, "Oh, it's a slow pit stop, 3.8 seconds. It's a slow pit stop." And I just want them to be like, at slow pit stop, YouTube, go watch them, listen to
Exactly. They said they can't fix it until 2026. I don't fully understand it.
them. I also don't understand what happened with their DRS. Everybody in the beginning of the year was like, McLaren gets an unfair DRS advantage. Now McLaren's like, we don't get any DRS advantage. We open the flap, we close the flap, nothing happens. Like, what's going on here?
It's all just wild, isn't it? Did you enjoy the weekend? Did you enjoy the race?
I did. I forgot that it was a sprint weekend because I always forget. But I kind of like the sprint weekends in the sense that it gives you something to watch on Saturday that's not just qualifying.
Yeah.
You still get qualifying. So that's the best part of it. But the race is always a spoiler for what's going to happen in the feature race. And you get both papayas crash out. That's so exciting. Imagine it happened in the feature race. That would have been so cool.
Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, McLaren's like really showing how to lose a championship.
I can't believe this. I can't believe Max is actually in contention. Literally at the beginning of the weekend, but even beginning of the weekend, like last week, 2 weeks ago, I was telling you, like, why is everyone saying Max is in contention? Like,
yeah,
are they just
100%.
trying to drum up the story? Like, why are they saying this? It's not. And now he's 40 points off. That's very possible. That's so possible.
And if those two crash into each other again,
that's when
one or two
wins,
DNFs and it's done.
15 points. That's it. If they crash into each other, and if he wins the race, he's 15 points away with 4 races to go.
Yeah.
So
easy.
That's like, yeah, not a great look for McLaren if they win back-to-back constructors championships and don't have a drivers championship. Like, that would be actually
for
insane.
either of them. Could you imagine? And it would be devastating for both the drivers because it would make both of them look so mediocre.
Well, I wonder if Oscar's legacy will be McLaren sabotaged him. I almost feel like that's what his story is going to be. I don't think people are going to look at it and be like, he was a mediocre driver. I think they're going to look at it and be like, the slow pit stops, making him swap, making him do all this. Like, that's the kind of stuff that's going to come out of it. And, like, you look at what Lewis told Oscar, where they're like, do you have any advice for Oscar? He's fighting for a championship. He's like, yeah, don't give back any more positions. And it's, like, so obvious. At the time, because I was in Italy when that happened, I was telling my sisters, like, Oscar is switching back positions because he was like, I have a 40-point lead. You can have your little 3 points. I have a 40. Now it's so tight. Geez. Now it's 10 points. 10 points between him and Lando.
Oh, not good.
Not
but
good
literally, I don't know. Out of the three of them, I think, a little bit of reliability luck, a bad pit stop, this, that, whatever. Like, I don't know who's going to be champion at the end of this year.
Okay, so my question for you is this. Do you think it's going to be status quo and everything the last couple races has been a blip? Or you think what's happening in the last couple races is emblematic of things to come and we're going to just see a chaotic end of the year?
No, I think it's of things to come. I think the last couple of races before this, you could say temperature, this, that, but like Austin is a proper race track. It's very representative of what the car should be able to do. And like Red Bull is back.
Yeah. Red Bull is back and McLaren is dropping the ball. It's that combination.
Yeah.
Oh my god, imagine, what's his name? Laurent Mekies wins a championship in his first year at Red Bull. It would really show that it wasn't Christian Horner.
Yeah.
Or you can make I don't know if he's winning it on Christian's shoulders or I'm not sure, but it would be.
I think like a lot of what's happening now, you have to like give credit to Christian. You can't say Horner. It's all. Yeah. But still, should we talk about the tape story?
Yeah, what's the tape story?
So the tape story is Lando, he lines his car up exactly where it needs to be, and then someone over there to his right sticks some tape to the wall. And he knows, right, if my wheel and that tape are all lined up here, I'm in the right place. apparently the last few races, Red Bull have been trying to peel the tape off, sabotage it, whatever. They got in trouble at this race because they were supposed to have the track cleared. Someone went backwards back onto it to try and sabotage the tape. And they got in trouble for ignoring the marshals and going back onto a circuit. The fine was for that, to go back onto the circuit, not for tampering with the tape, because there's no rule that says you can or can't put tape on the wall. And therefore, there's also no rule that says you can't then remove it if someone else has put tape there. You could be like, I'm tidying up the litter. I kind of love this. Like, going back onto a circuit when you're not supposed to, that's fine. But the fact that Red Bull's trying to take it off, I think at the next race, what would make me really happy is, rather than trying to peel that bit of tape off, Red Bull get like another 2 or 3 identical pieces of tape and just put them up randomly next to it. So when Lando then comes around again, instead of one piece of tape, he sees 4. And he's like, yeah, which one is it?
Well, it reminds me of 2021 when Mercedes stopped lifting their hose at the pit stop for Red Bull. It was just like one extra thing annoying thing. So now the Red Bull cars, when they're leaving the pit stops, they have to just try a little harder. It's like those little things you can do to mess up everyone.
Yeah. I've said it before, but I wish all these little things somehow could get recorded. What was it? What's his face? Chris Harris. He was talking on like Joe Rogan's podcast about like old things racers used to do. And this one race, they wanted to distract from a part of their car, so they pretended there was something at the rear. And someone used to come, wrap something in a towel, and run away back into the garage. And everyone was so focused on the rear, they ignored the front. But all he ever did was like wrap a kettle in a towel and then run away from the car. And it's all that sort of. I think that's part of the fun, because it's not overt cheating, is it? It's like the fun and games of racing. Yeah, and so much of it is hidden and secretive. But I feel like we as an audience are missing out on so much. Like every 10 years, this should be like a thing where you have to go, and this is what we've been doing over the last 10 years, you know?
Like in Ford vs. Ferrari, when he like drops the bolt. I don't know if you've seen that. After a pit stop, he just drops a loose bolt in the pit lane. And the whole Ferrari team was like, what? Where did this bolt come from? Did we forget to put a bolt on? Oh my God. And they're freaking out. So it's like that kind of thing. It's like a harmless prank. Yeah, it's like mind games.
Those I want to know more about. I want a lot more of those, not less.
Was the fine £25? Did I see that right? Or was it 25,000?
I think it was 25,000.
Okay, I thought I saw it as £25. And so I thought it was for the tape. And I was like, what are they replacing the cost of the tape? Like, why is it £25?
No, it was 25,000, and I think it was like the safety thing of a person going back onto a circuit.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which is fair enough. Yeah.
That's so funny about the tape. Like, it's funny that this is even a thing. Like, they're like, oh, why is that tape up? Oh, it's so they can align the wheels. Oh my God.
I would definitely, they should put 3-4 strips of tape next time.
Yeah. Are you buying this whole thing that McLaren is not overtly supporting Lando and not Oscar, and they're like sabotaging Oscar? Or you think it's again just
I don't think they have the competence to be able to do that.
Sabotage
I think,
Oscar.
Zach Brown is obviously very good at his job, but he's from a marketing background. And I think a lot of that is being good at the talk. And sometimes you have the substance and sometimes you don't. And I think McLaren talk a better game than they can actually play, if that makes sense.
I mean, it was literally like before the sprint race, and he was like, they're like, you don't have any plans to favor a driver? He's like, no, we're just going to let them, compete and race as we've been doing all year. And then they crash into each other. So I feel like maybe if he's anything, it's tepid, and he should step in and just say we're supporting somebody now. I don't know. I mean, now it's close.
I don't think they can. I think genuinely they can't. The points they're too close in points.
Yeah.
I don't think they can.
No, now it's too close. But when it was 40 points in Italy, then they should have.
Yeah.
But now it's 10 points. Now you can't take somebody's back. That's crazy.
Now you can't. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2
races. Did you enjoy
Lando
the race? Did you find it boring?
I slept in the middle of it, as I have been for the past few races. I've been falling asleep in the middle of the race.
I slept at the end. I enjoyed the middle. Do you know what? But I enjoyed a lot. So Ferrari, have you seen the meme? There was a reel going around of Patrick from SpongeBob. It zooms into his brain, and a plug suddenly connects, and Patrick becomes smart. It was the Ferrari strategist. So they put Charles Leclerc onto the soft at the start. So he got the jump, got ahead, and actually Lewis had a really bad start and then a good start.
Yeah.
Did you see? Like he overtook two and
really bad start, and then he went around the outside and he made the position back.
Yeah. So Charles, because he got ahead of Lando, and Lando was in a faster car, but Charles' defensive driving was like really cool to watch. So lap after lap, he just tried to hold Lando back.
Yeah, that was
and
really
obviously
good.
It made it an easy win for Verstappen. But seeing the Ferrari and McLaren race was really cool.
I think so. I think that was the best part. It reminds me of Max fighting with Charles Leclerc in the beginning of 2022 in Bahrain, where it's like that like cat and mouse game. It was really good, and that was probably the best part. And then just watching him like block the switchback, block the other switchback, and Lando had to come up with
clean racing.
Nobody run off the road or anything. Yeah, Lando had to come up with increasingly clever ways to try to get around Charles until he finally did get him on the straight. And it's like that's the kind of racing you watch Formula One for. Like that's such an ideal clip to show someone to be like, look how exciting this is. That's you want the red driver to stay ahead. Like look how fun that is.
Yeah.
And I just love that they kept bringing Lewis back into play. Every time they would fight, Lewis would just like sneak back up. Like, yes, I'm here now.
Back up.
God, this Ferrari is so bad. The lift and coast. So every race now is ridiculous. It's just so...
People keep talking about, oh, this is the longest, since Didier Pironi in the 80s that a Ferrari driver has gone without getting on a podium. But if you think about it, back in the day, there were 6 races in a season. So if you had a bad car and then next year your car was good, like you do 6 next year and then you have like 6 podiums, win, and then the following year you have like 6 bad races, whatever. So I don't think you can compare that. I think all you can say is Lewis has joined Ferrari at a time when the car is bad. And this whole record of 19 races without a podium is like, yeah, I know Charles Leclerc got there, but Lewis is getting faster and faster. Like, you look at Lewis's performance now, and apart from when Sainz smashed into, was it Behrman?
Yeah.
But like Sainz's actual pace in the Williams compared to Alex Albon and stuff, the drivers who have switched team, it's taken them this long to get up to speed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Lewis is just in a bad car.
I would say that he has gotten used to the Ferrari. He probably is not able to maximize it the way Charles is able to maximize it. Charles is able to drag out every last bit from the Ferrari. Lewis probably can't do that, but he's probably comfortable enough that you could say that he's acclimated, which really was the whole point of this year. We just forget that. The whole point was he just had to get acclimated to the Ferrari.
Yeah.
First year in
I just hope he wins races next year. That's what I want. I want race wins.
I'm going to say something depressing. Do you think he's going to get a podium this year? Because if not, it breaks his 18-year streak of a podium in every year. Isn't that depressing?
That is depressing.
I really was hoping it'd be here in America, because that looked like the closest opportunity to me. But he hasn't really been close at all. We have to just say sprint race counts. That's it.
Yeah, sprint race counts.
Sprint race counts,
I hope the papaya princes crash into each other again, and then
Lewis wins.
We'll take Lewis wins.
Max also has to finish P9 so he doesn't get too close to the championship. Yeah, Lewis, Charles, P3 can be like, I don't know,
someone random. Who should we... Yuki,
yes.
Yeah,
Lewis, Charles, nice. And then Yuki in P3. Max is P9. Papaya Princess crash into each other. Yes, I love this for Mexico.
I'd take that.
Like, did you see this Bottas thing? What was going on with the Bottas thing?
I don't know. Was he saying both Haas?
That's what people are saying, but it doesn't make sense because it was... So for people who don't know, okay, I think it was in Free Practice 1, and it was like Ollie Behrman's... Isaac Hadjar's race engineer. Isaac Hadjar's race engineer, and he's like, Bottas 5 seconds ahead. Bottas on a hot lap. Bottas, and then he's like, Can you stop with the Bottas? Bottas is not racing currently. He's coming in next year. And like, it's just everyone's trying to figure out what was he saying. Was he saying both Haas? But he was giving instructions about one car, like is on a hot lap, is 5 seconds ahead, or whatever. That you wouldn't say that for both Haas. I don't know if he got confused. Was he looking at the screen? He meant to say Sainz, and he just kept saying Bottas. I don't know. It's so weird.
It's very strange. Talking about Bottas, I want to talk to you about Cadillac in a minute, but I just remembered something. Yeah. I was given a present that I need to tell you about. I was going to show it to you, but as you all know now, I've moved house and all my belongings are in boxes, so I don't physically have access to it. But I was given a gift of some Formula One car keyrings.
Ooh.
And initially, I was like, oh, I assumed they were like legitimate, like official products.
Yeah.
But they're off someone's Etsy store, and he's made them himself with like a 3D printer.
Oh.
I was like, these are so cool. So it's like the cousin of a guy I went to uni with.
Yeah.
So go on Instagram and then Mufeed245, MUFEED 245 on Instagram, and you'll be able to find his Etsy store. And hopefully next week I will find the keyrings and show them to you.
What do they look like?
I thought they were. I'll show you on his Etsy channel. But I genuinely thought they were. Do you know what his little store is called? Really good rings, key rings.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh, it's a little Legos. Wait,
It looks
is
like
it real
Lego.
Lego? He made it?
No, it's not Lego. They're like 3D printed solid things.
Wow, it looks like the little Lego ones. That's so nice.
Yeah, they're
I'm
really
gonna buy
nice.
one. I'm gonna buy one and I'm gonna gift it to all the people in my life. You get a Red Bull and you get a McLaren.
You get a Red Bull. But yeah, so speaking of Americans, your boy Colton Herta is going to Formula 2 with the high-tech team.
Yeah, why are we
here?
putting all of our money behind him? Is he the only one that's like, I want to make this jump to F1? I don't understand. Why is this happening? Are there no other American drivers for us to bring in?
I don't know. Alex Plough's not really American, is he? Where's he from? Spain.
Okay, well, IndyCar drivers. They don't have to be American.
Yeah,
no, they should be American. I want an American. Colton Herta. Who's the other guy? There's Alex Palou. Oh, Ward. Pato Ward. He's American. Let's get Pato Ward. Are these guys not good enough for Formula 1?
I don't know. I wonder if they're like... Because they're winning races and stuff in IndyCar.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you were winning in a series and had the chance to go on, continue winning, have sporting and financial success, would you trade that to go race in Haas
Formula
for 2 years?
1. It's the pinnacle of motorsport. You could say I was a Formula 1 driver.
I get that, but like, if you're at your IndyCar peak, would you want to take a chunk of time out to go race around in Haas, maybe score a couple of points, and then try to get back into IndyCar and not be in your top car anymore?
So you're saying the opportunity is what makes them. So why are people fighting to get into F1 at all? Why would you want to get into a bad team?
No, I'm not, like, I get it. I think people want to race in F1 and stuff, but I'm just devil's advocate. I understand.
Because I feel like it's like you're winning everything, but you're winning anything in a league that doesn't have the prestige that Formula 1 has. So what if you're the one who
and then you're kind of like, are you really testing yourself?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what if, you get in the Haas. What if you score a podium with that Haas? And everyone's going to remember how you came in from IndyCar and you scored a podium with that Haas. Botas.
Yeah.
Botas.
So I've got a lot of respect for what Colton Herta is doing to go to Formula 2 and try and make it across that way.
That's a step back. That's even harder because that's a step backwards.
Exactly. So, like, he's putting his reputation on the line and all these sort of things. So I've got a lot of respect for that. The other person, I don't know if you know who this is. Have you heard of Kalle Rovanperä?
No.
I might not have been saying that right. I've only ever seen it written down. But he's a rally champion. So he's won it twice. He won it at like 22 and 23 or something random like that. So he's double world champion. He won it twice, and then in 22 and 23, and then 24 didn't show up for all the races. I was like, I'm going to go do some other things.
Yeah.
And then 2025, he's third in the championship at the moment, and he's announced that next year he's going to the Japanese Super Formula, which is kind of like on par with F2.
Yeah.
And people call him the Max Verstappen of rallying.
Wow. That's exciting.
So for him to then be like, yeah, I'm going to go do single seaters. I'm like, oh, this is really interesting.
Let's see how good he is.
Yeah, I like the idea of, like how Max is like doing the GT3 racing.
Yeah.
Like Valentino Rossi, who's the motorbike champion, he does GT3 racing now. That's what he does. I like this whole sort of cross-pollination that's happening in the racing world.
Yeah.
And that I suppose now that I've thought about it a bit more, those drivers that are scared to move from Indy to F1 because they're like, what if I miss my shot? What if I can't get back? All of that kind of stuff. I hope that there are more teams in Formula 1. Because if you had a 26-car grid, I think it would create some opportunities for someone to come across, try it a bit, and if they wanted to move back, they could move back. Do you know what I mean?
But, devil's advocate, we would lead to a diluting of our grid, because we have a very strong grid now, bar...
If there's space for Lance Stroll, there's space for Alex Palou and Pato Ward.
Yeah. Is he our last bad driver, Lance Stroll?
He is our last bad driver, yeah.
Gabriel Bortoleto, we decided was good. Kimi Antonelli, begrudging, he's good. You can't say he's not good. Hadjar's good.
Yeah, I think he's just having a bad rookie season. He's not... I think he was overhyped. Had he just come in, he would have been like, yeah, it's a good rookie. Like, had there not been the hype, like, if, Toto hadn't been like, this is the next Verstappen, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. I think the standard that we're trying to hold Kimi to is an impossibly high one. But if you compare Kimi Antonelli to, like, any normal driver that's coming in, yeah, exactly, he's fine.
Who are the other rookies? Am I missing one? Gabriel, Isaac,
Hadjar,
Ollie Behrman.
Liam Lawson, maybe.
He's probably, if you get rid of Lance Stroll, Liam's probably the next weakest, I would say.
Yeah.
But he's a competent driver.
You don't feel like Lawson's undeserving of his seat at this time.
You think Lance Stroll doesn't deserve his seat? Didn't he get into another accident this week? He did. He crashed into someone. And he got a penalty for it. Into Ocon, into Esteban.
Yeah. And the commentators are all like, Ocon's being very diplomatic about it because he's one of Lance Stroll's only friends.
That's so funny. I don't know how much longer.
What was that clip online? Because like Leclerc goes past and the crowd cheers, and then Hamilton goes past and the crowd cheers, then Stroll goes past and it's just like silent. God, this guy.
Oh man, that's actually how it is in real life. When you go by, it's like the main drivers go by, everybody cheers. It's like the back marker people come by. It's like, we don't want him. I remember for Latifi, it was like that. It was like that for Latifi. Like when Latifi would come by, nobody would cheer.
Oh, he graduated. Did you see that? He got his degree.
Yes, I did saw that. And then I think Lewis commented like, congratulations. Either Lewis or Charles. One of them was like, congratulations. And it was funny because it's like, why are you congratulating this guy on his 2-year diploma?
Was it a diploma or was it a master's? I thought he did a master's.
Who got the diploma? Somebody did a diploma, right? I thought he did. I don't know. Maybe it was.
I think Nick DeVries did a diploma.
Oh yeah. Nick DeVries did a diploma. Yeah, I think Latifi got a master's. Yeah.
Yeah. At least he was able to master something.
His legacy will be Abu Dhabi 2021. That's wild. Anyone will remember him for.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's the risk. If you're Alex Palou and you're like, yeah, IndyCar, winner, and then what you get remembered for is something like being the first domino in something like Abu Dhabi 21, that's the problem. I think they're all like Sebastian Bourdais. He was like IndyCar champion a bunch of times and then came across as a Toro Rosso driver and crashed and burned. And I think that's probably what
Formula 1 is tough. About. People go into IndyCar from Formula 1 and they generally do well. You can see Roman Grosjean in the beginning was doing so well, poles and wins, and I don't know what he's doing now. But same with Ericsson. Marcus Ericsson initially did very well in IndyCar, but the reverse is not always true. And it's because Formula 1 is a harder, tougher sport.
I think it's because it's faster. Like IndyCar, like yes, they're fast on the ovals, but on the non-oval, because that's what Roman Grosjean didn't do the oval circuits when he started. He did the non-oval. Oval racing is a skill in itself. Yeah. But the non-oval circuits, I suspect if you're used to COTA at a certain speed,
very true.
Doing it slightly slower might be, I don't know,
it's easy.
A bit easier.
Yeah.
Not easy.
No, you're right, because especially if you're one of these drivers and you're coming from oval racing, and you're like, oval racing is a skill set, but it's different, right? Because you're like, your overtakes are like, it's just such a different beast. You're going from there now to track racing, where you have S's you need to go through, and there's turn 1 shenanigans and all this stuff that you have to navigate. It's a different skill set. It's a different challenge, and the cars are faster. Yeah. Have you seen the Haas?
We'll be fine. If me and you try it, we'll be fine.
I know. So this is what I was about to say. I was about to build up to it. I was going to say that. Have you seen the Haas's now have so many advertisers? I was very happy for IO. Well, actually, I think it's somebody else now, right? I think he lost his job. But no, we thought he was going to lose it. It's IO Komatsu or whatever. But he's done such a great job. There's so many sponsors on the Haas that it got me thinking, what could we sponsor the Haas for one race? I think we could. I think the smallest advert is probably $100,000. That's not impossible. We could do that. I don't know how we would do that, but we could.
Right,
I think
patreon.com/slowpitstop. We'll set up a new thing that says sponsor. So you sponsor us so that we can sponsor someone else. We'll set up one tier where someone gives us 100,000, and the agreement is we then put that onto Haas, and we will put slow pit stop, and then a tiny text underneath will be sponsored by, and then whoever is the person that donates.
No
the money.
podcast has done this yet. We should do it so we can beat P1 with Tom and Maddie, because I want to beat them at something in life. Yeah. Let's do this. Let's get slow pit stop. I think we can do it. I think it's probably 100,000. I'm gonna reach out to Haas. I'm gonna ask them what it costs to get the smallest sponsored thing. I want to just get like one on the helmet. We can get one on the helmet of Nico Hülkenberg. Just like a tiny thing.
Yes.
Wait, is he a Haas driver?
Let's do it.
This is not good. It's not good that
He's at Sauber again.
Yeah. Who's that Haas? Ocon and Behrman. We'll get on Behrman's helmet. Yeah, I think it's not a bad idea.
Should we call it a night?
We should call it a night. Thank you everyone for joining us. We go to Mexico City next. If only Checo was there. He'll be there next year, and we'll be there after the race. Bye.
Bye.